having movies is a huge part of, I know how I'm bringing up my kids. Like, you're dying to find something to keep you both entertained for a couple of hours.
Yeah.
And
together.
Yeah, together. Or you're like, what are we doing? Let's all do something. Let's get in the car. We'll go to the movie. We'll get popcorn. You'll sit down. You'll do that. That's what we're doing tonight. It's like to fill your time in a way that you can sit next to your kid and hold their hand, or have them fall asleep on your lap. Like, I love going to the movies for that, but I also love sitting at home and streaming something for that. So it's like, this is the new fire that we all sit around and you know, I don't think it's going anywhere.
How do you guys all feel about like where you sit in the business now, just looking at, because it's changing so dramatically?
I can't help but feel very positive about the future of cinema and how streamers have made it just possible for the whole world to feel kind of accessible to you just at a click. I've been in this business now for over 2 decades, and obviously the natural milestone for me to step into the shoes of being sort of the storyteller versus an element in the telling of a story as an actor. I could not be able to do this if it's not for, you know, the collaboration with productions like yourselves that see me, that really believe in the stories that I want to tell. And so I feel excited about the future when it comes to, you know, my personal sort of journey in cinema.
And your movies, streaming, I mean, you're all doing both now.
It's hard to even choose from which angle to jump into this topic, right? There's been so much change. Being a well-known person in media, it's a little different now than, say, it was certainly 30, 40, 50 years ago, because you're not just known for the characters you play, but you are yourself are a character.
Right.
Your personal life, whether you want to or not, you're a person who people are consuming information about you that you didn't sign off on.
Another form of
I would have worked on this character a lot more before I needed a few rewrites before that character was really, you know. So like, how do I feel about it? It kind of depends on where I'm at, but certainly grateful, because like I know that, man, getting an opportunity to work with you guys. I know that one day we were so close. We were so close to working together.
It'll happen. It'll happen.
So I think since day one, it's kind of been like a pretty wild ride. And I mean, day one, by the time, like when I started in Hollywood some 20 years ago, it was like I felt like I was on a horse that was about to buck me off.
Yeah.
And like I was like, just let me last 8 seconds. And it's been 20 years.
Look at that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm still kind of gritting my teeth and hanging on.
Waiting for that horse to still buck you off.
Yeah.
I'm betting on you, not the horse, man.
It's calmed down.
He's a well-trained horse now.
I think as someone who originated, me too, about 2 decades in the business, but I started working in India, and as an actor who was always thinking about an opportunity in, you know, in English language movies because they travel universally versus a specific language, this is a really exciting time to be able to not just be a part of cinema, no matter where in the world you're from, but to be actually a part of Hollywood, international English language cinema, which was always a check in the box for actors like me who come from outside of America. It feels so inclusive, and I feel like diversity, the conversation that we have around diversity, feels more real. Streaming has given us an ability to not just be a part of English language movies, but also to have our movies be seen, like to see Squid Game or Parasite or Indian movies, people who are consuming entertainment in a language that they may have never even fathomed. My mom watches Korean dramas all night. But you know, it's just created such a cross-pollination. So I think it's so exciting to be able to see such incredible diversity, global diversity in entertainment. It's really fun time.
And streaming has played a huge part.
Yeah,
it really
huge part in
has.
that.
Yeah.
It
And I
really
think
has.
it's going to just keep going and going in that direction, which is so
Totally.
wonderful. Well, the great thing is none of us can really predict it. That's what I find like exciting and humbling, is that none of us really know where it's going.
Except
All
for
we can do-
except for James Cameron. But other than Cameron.
Okay. But all we can do is like try to contribute to it in the best way and the only way we know how.
When did you guys know that you guys wanted to start AGBO, and why?
Originally it was going to be a pizza shop.
Yeah, exactly. There have been various iterations and ideas back to our childhood, but I think AGBO really came about once we really started working as filmmakers. We started as indie filmmakers, making movies a little bit outside the system. Then we segued into the system through television and some features. Our experience of working within the system early in our career, prior to our Marvel work, where we started understanding how vulnerable you can be to the system. And I think that's when the agenda really developed and crystallized in our minds about trying to figure out how do we make ourselves autonomous as artists, how do we create a structure and an infrastructure around us that allows us to sort of make what we want to make, help people we admire and respect make what they want to make, and certainly our work at Marvel helped us realize that ambition.
Have you guys considered calling yourself the AGBros?
I think that's a
I mean, I think
Not until this
that's
very
probably
moment.
worthy of a
Yes.
name change.
You know I'm a Marvel geek and I love
Yeah.
all things Marvel. Is it right that AGBO is the last name of a character that you play in the MCU?
It's my pseudonym, so when I do those cameos, I play a character named Cozy Agbo.
I didn't even know what to talk about. What did you talk about? Same old crap, you know.
Anthony and I did a sketch comedy troupe when we were in college together. And to draw attention to the show that we were doing, it was like a midnight show thing. We had like a fictional old man write like a scathing review of the show. Flipped open the phone book and just kind of did one of those, and the name we came on was Cozy Agbo. This was in Cleveland
Yeah.
in the 60s when we
So
were growing
there's
up.
a chance that Gozy is still alive and watching this today.
There is a chance, yes.
How do you separate that commitment to the film with also having a commitment to running AGBO?
The very fact that we work as a team, we're hyper aware of the value of collaboration. So we've just given that thing a priority in our process. And everybody that we've invited into our process has become a very key collaborator of ours. It took years to build, and we're really grateful to be here.
That was what I felt when we were working with you guys. There was just very little that we knew about what we were doing as the Guardians coming into the Avengers kind of space and doing Infinity War and all these things. And you sometimes wouldn't give us the scripts, and I didn't even know what was going on. But you guys were always hospitable and warm and engaging and very collaborative on set. And I always walked away feeling seen. And that was something that I look for. I always look for that. I'm always going to respect directors. It's your stage, it's your platform. I'm just a vessel. You can utilize and mold and do whatever, but you guys really made us feel, really seen, and extending that further to that 2.0 phase of like, let's collaborate together. Bring anything that you're passionate about to our studio, to our, our production, and let's see if we can make it happen. Let's see if we can lend that support, and you guys you guys roll your sleeves and get in.
I mean, I've seen Joe on set doing post for one movie, doing pre-production for another movie, and sitting behind the monitor in Citadel, like literally 3 things. Here's Gray Man, and here's whatever else is happening next. And you weren't even directing that one, but you were so in the weeds of it that I think that's what is very telling about AGBO, is that you have the ability to be so hands-on in everything that you take on. So every project, whether you're directing it or not, feels like you have the best of your people right there.
It's a natural extension, I think, in a lot of ways, the work we did in television, because we were producing so much TV over a 10-year period. There's one point where we had like 7 stages on the Paramount lot, and we were running 3 different shows. You develop a muscle for volume.
Multitasking.
Yeah, for, like high-functioning ADHD. And we like telling...
It really felt like that. I'm
Yeah.
not even joking.
High functioning.
You didn't even see me.
here, one
You didn't even
person
see
here.
me
How
in
I feel at
fantasy
home with
football
my kids.
season. I'm running like 4 teams, and no, I'm kidding.
No, he's
No,
not.
I'm not kidding.
You're very good at fantasy
kidding,
football.
am I?
And he keeps up on TikTok too.
Our conversations ain't long, but you know what is. I know what that girl them want.
Because of my kids, I like to keep up on what's going on with technology. He and I are technologists. We're fascinated by it. We shot Arrested Development on digital cameras. It was the first narrative show in TV that was shot fully digital. So we like how technology can be useful in helping to tell stories, and it's going to be the future.
How much further can technology and
I
cinema...
think it's going to blow your mind where it's going. The 2-dimensional image is an old technology.
Oh my
Like we are moving towards 3-dimension. And I think everybody craves more immersive. You've got kids so immersed in technology now. I mean, you remember when we were kids, it was appointment viewing, or if you went to the theater, if you missed it, you wouldn't see it for years, you know?
know.
Now
We'd have
it's
to wait
like
for
the
it.
next day, 2 weeks later, you can watch it 100 times. This next generation will naturally progress away from what we're giving them because they're getting it so much of it.